Let's get the show started. It's going to be a good one tonight. Thank you for joining us. Welcome to Basketball Heads Live. I'm your host, Glenn Pooh Harding, and you've been watching Basketball Heads Live. Tonight, we have a very special guest. This basketball head is a Staten Island legend from Tottenville High School and holds the esteemed achievement of being the first player on Staten Island to reach 1,000 points in the new millennium. She held the scoring record in Tottenville for the most points for both boys and girls with 1,542 points. This basketball head continued to give back to our Staten Island community by training and being a CYO referee. And also, she was an organizer for the first UTL High School Girls and Women's Unlimited Outdoor Basketball League. This basketball head is also on board with the Stat Fifth Rumble in the Jungle tournament. She has been coaching AAU for some years now. She coached at New York Nitro, IXL, and New Heights. And this year, they won the Nike TOC 15U and 16U championships in Chicago. So, without further ado, help me welcome to the show, Tottenville High School and Staten Island legend, Coach Zetta Scooter Martin.
Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Yes. You have just stepped out into the world of chaos, where everybody goes hard. Come on. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Or go home. Never back down. You gotta hold your own. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. East Coast. Go hard. West Coast. Go hard. Midwest. Go hard. Dirty. Hurry up, everybody. Get online, buy your tickets, cause the game about to start.
What's happening?
Well, ain't nothing much. How you doing?
I'm good. Listen, I had to wake myself up, man, so I had to play some Jada real quick, get myself going. You know, listen.
I love
for
me
those
some
of you
Jada.
For those of you who have doubted my God top 5 dead or alive, now you know. Lyrics over substance. Well, lyrics over the stuff that you think is substance, right? Like the mirage of jewelry, dressing nice, having the latest designer clothes don't make you a real MC. It makes you a rapper.
Right.
Jada's the real deal. And so are you.
Jada's nice. Thank you. I appreciate that.
For sure. Listen, my guy Neil hit me up. It was like, yo, G, you need to get back on the island, man. I was like, you right, fam. Gotta come back. So you need to start with these women right here, man. So you was one of the first names he brought to my attention and was like, yo, he's official. He's my connect. Along with, the Martin family. Are you related to them?
I get that a lot. No, I'm not related to Martin.
Okay.
But in the basketball world, me and Mr. Martin, we be like, we're related. But, it's a connection. It's a Martin thing, though,
That's right. Listen, it's all greatness anyway. Listen, what I like to ask everyone to come on the show is to introduce you to the game.
To the basketball game?
Yes.
All right. Well, I can't just label one person to introduce me to basketball. It took a whole community that actually introduced me to the game. But I will give the credit to my dad for bringing me to the basketball court. That's when I first saw hands of the basketball. Going to the park with him when they had their Sunday morning runs at the big park, New Brighton Mahoney's Park and everything as a little kid, when they had their little tournaments at PS 18 and, of course, the infamous Cromwell Center. So if it wasn't for my dad, James Martin, and the basketball community in Staten Island, especially Manus Harbor, Kokomo, Marcus Quick, you had Chew. I could name so many names that, you know what I'm saying? So
right. Well, Mahoney Park is big. Cal, McElhoney, the Martins, they all talked about that park as being somewhere you had to go to get your skills up. And that's where all the ballers was at.
Yeah. All the ballers was there at the tournament too. They was famous for their tournament. all the old time ballers definitely was there in that era. You definitely had to go through there. But all the real ballers always met up Saturday morning at Cromwell Center. Everybody know that.
Yeah,
You had
listen,
people.
well, we in
Yeah.
Brooklyn know about Cromwell. You want to get some
See?
good run, you go out to Cromwell. That was always since the late 80s. Early
But
90s, we could go out there. Yep.
yeah, but Mahoney Park was definitely the mecca of Staten Island's basketball. Hands down, in my opinion. Everybody's opinions are different, but the true ballers would definitely let you know you had to come to Mahoney.
Facts. Facts. No. All the ballers that I had up here so far said the same thing. Where's
All
Staten
right, all
Island?
right.
Where's Staten Island are you from?
I'm from Manus Harbor. That's
Okay.
zip code 10303. That's over there
Gotcha.
by Port Richmond High School. Close to the Gothers Bridge, Bayonne Bridge. And
Yep.
I'm right over there.
Okay. Dallas says crashing on coach, eating Fruity Pebbles.
That was my favorite because he know at his house. That was my favorite cereal. And when I turned 16, Dallas and Roz, they bought me 18 boxes or 20 boxes of Fruity Pebbles, all in his basements laid
Wow.
out. That was my favorite cereal.
Salute. All right.
Yeah.
So, who are some of your main influences coming up besides your dad? I know he kind of introduced you to the game and took you to the park. Was he like your main influence for most of the things that's happening through your life?
With most of the things, main influence of basketball wise, coming
Yeah.
up in the basketball world. All right. Well, besides my dad, no. Like I said, it was like a neighborhood of people. I will give. I had Nick Bruno, who was my gym teacher at
Okay.
PS44. He also was a lot of old timers gym teachers. A lot of people from Manasaba went to PS44, and he told me I never knew about organized basketball. He put me onto CYO, and the CYO team in school that was around my area was St. Roch's. I never forget. Like he took me there, and I think I had to be in third grade then, and I was always the shortest one in my class. So he took me there, and he told me about it. Me and my dad went to a tryout and everything. And so the guy was like, "Oh, you could play intramurals," and I didn't know anything about intramurals. So I'm like, "All right, but I want to get on the team. My friends are on the team. I know
Right.
they 5 foot something. I'm only like 3 foot. I want to play on the team with them. I'll be bowling with them." Intramurals, but I never went back to the intramurals because I'm like, man, I can't make the team. Like, whatever. I tried out. I know I was killing, but it's all good.
Right.
But definitely Nick Bruno and Mike Swift. They both
Okay.
passed away. Mike Swift actually introduced me to the game as well.
RIP.
Remember the housing tournament back then in the
Yes.
90s
Yo,
with Big
listen.
Michael Swift.
CYO and the Nike tournament, those is like your first stops in basketball in New York City.
And that was it right there. So I didn't play CYO third grade. I probably got into CYO when I hit the fifth grade, but I was playing in NYCHA in Manus Harbor. And I was rolling with the boys. I was
Okay.
playing with the boys. So, whatever, Mike put the ball in my hand. And then ever since then, I was rolling with the boys. So I had Nick Bruno. From Nick Bruno, I went on to Mike Swift. And then I had a lot of people in my circle, like Dallas Shorter for one. He had the
Yeah.
preteen classics up on Benzica Park, the park on Benzica. I went to Rising Stars with Ed Watkins. I did workouts. I played with him and everything. I did
Ed Watkins, first of all, I'm gonna cut you off.
That's fine.
Legend. I never even met the man, but when you guys from Staten Island come up here and talk basketball, his name is mentioned in every conversation.
Oh, without a doubt. His name's going to be in everybody's conversation from Staten Island. When it comes to basketball, they're going to mention him. And then people off the island that are really in tune with the game within the 5 boroughs that actually include Staten Island players, they're going to mention Ed, without a doubt. But I had everybody. I had Bobby Lewis, who always taught me like to shoot over the defender's hands. Got RIP to him. He actually worked on my game with me growing up, even as an adult into coaching wise, like until he passed. Like he was a big influencer in my basketball career, coaching experience. Like I get emotional when I talk about him, so I really don't talk about him that much, but that was one of my top 3 I definitely put out there. But after Ed and everybody in Staten Island, there was a tryout at Cromwell. And I didn't know what it was for. It was something in the city or whatever. So I was like, all right, whatever, we go. And Cecil King, you ever heard of Cecil King? The Gazelles, New York Gazelles?
No, not too familiar.
Yeah, he used to run the New York Gazelles. We used to be
That's
like at,
female AAU team?
yes,
Got you.
we used to be like at Roberta Clemente Park
Got you.
in the
Mm-hmm.
city and everything, Riverside and stuff. They had tryouts and all that. He had a tryout in Staten Island, and then he was telling me that the word around was like he was saying that I remind him of a female basketball player. So I'm like, well, who? And of course, the infamous but so ever Anisha Butler. I was like, oh. So
Wow.
everybody didn't know about Nisha then, and here I am, just a little kid in Staten Island. Nisha's nice,
Right.
yo. But yeah, I know she used to play for him, Walter Welsh. I used to play for Walter as well with the Gauchos. He's the GOAT. I love that guy. I still coach with
Okay.
him now. That's who I was coaching with. He's the director of IXL, and now he's not with IXL no more, which is his own program. He merged with New Heights. He's one of the female directors with New Heights, and that's who I coach under. And he's on my bench as well, assisting me. But I get so much knowledge of the game from that guy. Oh my gosh, it's incredible. But there's so
Wow.
many names that
London LaBelle says Zeta M definitely top 5 baller, coach and ref.
Thank you,
Salute.
London.
Salute.
That's much respect. You know, everybody on here is like big in the basketball field that I know in Staten Island and that I love, and they support me no matter where I go. That's without a
real.
doubt.
So when you was coming up, who was the best player on the island like that everybody was going to watch? Like he or she had the park packed no matter what.
Sandy Brock in my era. Sandy
That
Brock.
name is always gonna ring bells. Salute Sandy Brock. Rest in peace.
Yes. You would go there. He played for Curtis High School. The 5 that they had at Curtis was like impeccable. Just to watch them play, catch a game on a little Staten Island cable, because I couldn't make the games or whatever.
Right.
But Sandy, he'll work out by himself in Mahoney's. Like you'll see him. And what I love and had in common with him was like me being young. I used to just be on the ferry boat because I had practice for the Gazelles all the way in Queens, Junction Boulevard. So I used to get on the boat, from the boat to the train. But Saturdays and Sundays, Sandy would be on the boat going across the water to play ball too. So it was like, it was dope. But he was definitely the man to watch in my era.
Wow. Salute the legacy of Sandy Brock, man. For sure.
Yes.
So, all right. I want to go back to that first game you ever played with referees, right? What was that first game like when you stepped in the court? How mind-boggling it was. Or were you a natural? You scored 30 like Hassan Dukombi.
My first game actually playing with a ref. You taking me back like 20 plus years.
That's what we do here on basketball.
It's a great thing. It's a great thing. So my first time playing actually with a ref, like, you know, when they blew the whistle, I had some concept of the game, being around the game, and my dad bringing me to the park. So, you know, old timers, they like to complain, oh, that's a wall. Y'all take like 5 minutes to debate a call, but it's all good. But I actually learned on the sideline as a kid too, as well. Like, all right, if I do this, it's a call or whatever. But my first game, I was excited because it was with boys. I played with boys in NYCHA, in the harbor, and it was cool. I didn't know, you know, boys are faster than us and everything, but boys don't expect the female to play the same way or have like the same type of handle. So when you do something and you shock them, it's like, oh, and then I'm like, oh, you want to stand there? All right, that's fine. You can stand there. I'm keep going. But, you know, I loved it. And when you hear ooh and a ah from a crowd, it's like you're doing something good. So it's like I'm in my own little element. I'm in my bubble.
Right.
That court is my bubble. Like.
So you had the crowd oohing and ahhing a lot throughout your career? From early on, you was hearing those oohs and ahs from the audience?
I could say, yeah, but I didn't let it get to my head. It was like in one ear, out the other. The main voice, anybody that's on this live that hears me, the main voice that I always heard with any basketball game was James Martin. I mean, he was the loudest in the crowd. I mean, if I didn't take the layup, he was yelling. But the assist was good. It was just that's taking a layup to me or whatever the case may be. But that was my number one supporter. I always gonna hear his voice regardless of what or whatever. But you can hear the crowd. Then I can hear him arguing with the crowd and
Right.
everything. So, oh yeah, when I was playing in Coney Island with Ed Watkins, oh yeah. Bieber,
What
you
was
remember
that experience like? Listen, I'm from Lincoln, so I know all about the culture of
You
Coney
know
Island.
Coney Island, right? Yeah, we was
Yeah.
out there, Coney Island, right? It was me, Bieber. I think Ayanna Phillips. She went to Seton Hall. Abiba, actually, Bieber, her daughter is Sanaa Glenn at Christ the King.
Okay.
That's who's
Yeah.
talking. I played with her, and we was in
Okay.
Coney Island. And my dad called me Scooter, and they'd be like, "Dance, Scooter, dance." So that means do your shit. Excuse my language, but do your shit. You know, do what you do best. Like, I'm not a dancer off the court, but I get on the court, I can show you a one or two, but you gotta be able to finish it. Like, what's what is it, a $10 move with a 10-set finish? Nah, you gotta be able to finish it. But if I didn't have the finish, I definitely had the assist, which I always look for the assist, because nobody was never looking to pass the ball after they do
Right.
something nice. But you got that big man right there cutting, or throw that lob pass, Ayanna catch it, go up. It was a beautiful thing. It's like you dancing, like, oh, all right, I got this. You'll be,
So-
you remember that.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And listen, you just talking about Coney Island. It got to be fantastic. They're used to seeing the excitement. You know what I'm saying? They're
Oh,
used to
yeah.
seeing the excitement from early on. As you know, Eric and Dawn Marbury, right? They were seeing it for a long time out
That
there.
history
So
of
when you do
basketball
something
out
about
there is
Coney
crazy.
Island, it got to be extraordinary. Because I tell people, Coney Island is like the uptown or Harlem or Brooklyn.
It is. It definitely is. I bust the
Fact.
move so good because I was doing the dance and the girl pushed me on the concrete. I got the bruise to prove it, but it was all good. It was basketball. I wasn't mad or whatever. It is what it is. I did something
Right.
right? So,
There you
like,
go.
hey. So it was all
So
good.
what made you choose Tottenville?
You
Was
know
that
what?
like the school for like the girls? Was that the girl powerhouse at the time?
At the time, when I was in CYO in 8th grade at that time, no, I really didn't pay attention to high school basketball, honestly speaking. I get this question a lot, like, what made you choose Tottenville? Because it's like, Tottenville's the other side of Staten Island. Like, you damn near going to Jersey if you go into Tottenville from where I'm at,
Gotcha.
right?
Gotcha.
So it was like, all right, out of all the schools in Staten Island, like, I could go to all the public schools or whatever the case may be. At one point, they was talking about me going to Peters, but that did not work out. And quite frankly, I don't like to go where all the superstars are at. I like to make a name for myself. So I always was the type of individual as a kid growing up. I love to stay in my own lane. Like, if I want to go play football, I'm going to go play football with the boys. I didn't care. I stayed in my own lane, my own ground, and then that's what I do. But my main reason to go to Tottenville is because I had an older sister. I have an older sister, and she went to Tottenville. So I'm like, oh, all right, it's cool. Let me just see. And there's a couple of kids in the neighborhood that are older that goes to Tottenville. Like, it's not your local school right here. Like, you got to get on a bus or a train to get there, to commute there.
Right.
So I went there. So it was nothing wrong. It was a whole different environment from where I'm coming from in Staten Island. So it was like, oh, wow, this side is like this. Like, it's so, like, it's different, if you know what I mean.
Did you have to make? What transitions did you have to make?
Well, the transitions that I had to make out there in Staten Island, like, the pace I walk, I stayed my same pace, but I also knew, like, what direction that I actually wanted to go. Like, I was the only black girl on my team. Like, not to throw color in there, but it's totally different because it can make you feel a certain type of way. It's a transition.
You gotta make the transition.
You gotta make it, because at the same time too, I was young, but I was also mature in the mind to know, like, in life this is gonna happen. So why not? But then I got to realize too that we all the same. Like, we all the same. I just want to play ball. My style of basketball was totally different compared to their style, but it was a piece of the puzzle that actually fit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And
Right.
the way, like, my dad didn't understand it, and then I was explaining it to him because I was the player and you were just the parent, so I'm not practicing anything. If the coach don't understand it, you could kind of help the coach to understand it, if you know what I mean. Like, you could still play your game to fit into somebody's system. Like, they're not going to understand it, but when they need the help, they're going to utilize you any way they can. So when you giving me 2 minutes I'm still gonna play, bust my ass for them 2 minutes to let you see what you getting, and that's it. You pull me out, you pull me out. It is what it is. I ain't complaining. I sat on the bench, but when I got in, I just did my thing to help the team out.
Now, did you go in and you play JV or you jumped right in varsity?
I jumped right into varsity. I jumped right into varsity. I never forget though, walking into Totenville or whatever, a big school, different transition from junior high school into high school, public school. So I'm seeing all these taller people and everything. Walked in the cafeteria and a dude walks up to me. So I'm like, all right, whatever. And so they're like, yo, you Zetta Martin? So I'm like, yeah. Like, yeah, I'm Zetta Martin. Ever since then, me and that dude we clicked. That's like my big brother. That's Matt Reed or whatever. Yeah, I'm Zetta Martin.
Matt Reed.
Yeah, I'm Zetta Martin. And ever since then, we clicked. And then, like, it's a little hate with some people. But I didn't know who was on the team or anything. So they like, yeah, you trying out for the team? So I'm like, yeah. You good if the men's coach, what's his
Right.
name? Reed at the time was like, try out for the boys. So I'm like, and so I didn't know the girl. I was sitting at the table. I never forget this. But sitting at the table, they was like, you trying out? What you trying out? JV or varsity? I'm like, I don't know what JV is, but I like to play against the best. So I want to go. I'm going for varsity. Oh, you too short. Well, we see our tryouts. We see whose name is on that list, and that's all that matters. Like, I know what I'm making. I know what I came here to do, and that's what I'm going to do.
Wow, that's awesome. I always tell people, you gotta be special to play varsity as a freshman and stay. Some people could, you get the big head and wind up failing off and not reaching your potential. But if you can do it from the varsity level as a freshman, you're saying something.
Yeah, sure. I've been there for 4 years. I played varsity for 4 years. Like you said, it was a transition, and I'm not gonna say it was easy because it ain't nothing in life is gonna be easy. Like I had to go over some hurdles that some people don't even know about. Only certain individuals know about. You know what I'm saying? Like family members and everything, dealing with the school I was at during the season, what I would go through. But as an athlete, like you're gonna go through that. Especially if you talented, you're gonna go through that. So it was all good. Like it made me the individual I definitely am today.
What are some of the things that I don't want to dig too deep, but what are some of the things that you had to go through that made you who you are today?
Well, practice at like high school, like I don't want to say it was serious. Like I'm like, this is really practice. Like, all right, like I got to get more out of practice. So I would go from practice to another practice on my own. Like I would leave Totenville. I would literally hop on the train, walk up the street, a couple of blocks of the train, and I would get off at Cromwell. And I would go work out at Cromwell. Then I would go home. Like I would do that. So you thinking I'm getting like 2 workouts in a day. And then I would just pray for the weekend to hurry up and come so I could get to practice at Gaucho's with Walt and Earl. And then, because that practice, it wasn't really doing nothing for me. So I'm like, I gotta.
Gotcha.
It wasn't doing nothing for me. So I'm like, Dad, I could just be like, all right, without running. But I'll be a lazy individual on the court if I don't run. So I'm like, I gotta put in the work because it's not gonna help. You know what I'm saying?
You put more on yourself. You put more on yourself knowing that, they weren't challenge you the way you should have been challenged. And
being
in high school, you go into 2 and 3 workouts a day. We always know what those 2 a days are in college. But high school is just something different.
High schools are different.
And you're doing 3
you know
a day.
why? I put more on myself too because as a youngin, I was across the water playing ball. So I already knew what it took. Like, this basketball over there is a whole other different story. Take that ferry ride or that drive over to Verrazano. What? They got a different pep in their step. Harlem is more flashy with it. Brooklyn got everybody. So I'm like, damn, you say Staten now, they look at you like, I'm like, nah, I want to be recognized. You don't know what borough I'm from. You guessing, then I'm going to be like, Staten Island. You're going to be like, get the hell out of here. Nah, we got some ball players, though, in Staten Island, though.
No doubt.
Don't get it. Doubt. Yeah, but not everybody wants to challenge themselves and play against the best. See, I want to play against the best. No matter what, I want to play against the best. Even in high school, I remember freshman year, we made it to the playoffs, and we had to play Manhattan Center. Manhattan Center had the squad, Mobile, all of them. My team was shook. I was like, oh, damn. And then, but I'm saying what's up to everybody. And they're like, how you know them? Oh, we had practice during the weekend. They on the older team. The Gauchos, I'm on the younger team. They're like, oh, I'm like, man, it's basketball. Let's just play, man. Ball is ball no matter what. Like, we gonna
That's
play.
right.
It is what it is. But yeah.
That's real. Who was that? DG Olivia said they forgot about us.
They always forget about the island. That's why you just gotta make them remember. It's all good.
That's right. And listen, I make it a point to go out to Staten Island. You know, I know that a lot of the other shows don't incorporate the island in their shows, but I try to recognize, or not, I'm going to recognize and do, because you can't claim being the official home for New York City basketball and not include Staten Island.
Oh, you're right about that. And I appreciate that, because some people be like, yeah, I'm this, and then you name some names, and they're like, what? I'm like, oh, okay.
No doubt. See, look, when you say certain names and certain parks, it's still in my mind. Y'all already got me. You already know. I'm from Brooklyn. I already know. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
From Red Trip to I'm talking about. I even had Anthony Graziano on the show. You know, so we going all kind of ways, and we even got more people coming on. So, what would you say was like your best game? Like hold on for that. What year you started to come into your own? Like, what year was that when it was just like, you know what, I got this. I'm gonna be 1,000 points plus scorer, and everybody gonna know my name once I leave there. What year was that?
I really didn't know I didn't know being 1,000-point scorer was something big. Like Staten Island, like that's really a milestone for them. I just wanted to be the best, and no matter what gym I played in, like I just want them to remember me. Like, oh, when they see me, like it's a respect. You don't gotta tell me, just give me a dap and I already know, like, or the head nod is a respect. But when I went into high school, like Staten Island, the public schools, there was a lot of good teams. You had Newdorp. That was a powerhouse girls basketball team with Keisha Cook, Jacqueline Roch, and all of them. They were good. Then you had Curtis High School. They was another powerhouse team. Like Tottenville, I didn't know about. See, I knew the people that was already at Newdorp, already at Curtis. These are upperclassmen. Tottenville, I didn't know who the hell Tottenville had. Like nobody from my side, so it's like, fuck it, just go there, whatever the case may be. McKee had some good ball players as well, and so did Port Richmond. All the public schools definitely were strong back in my time. Like I say, my time was like the era like of basketball, like the real ball players, like they were strong. But freshman year, I always freshman year when I walked into that school, I'm just like, I'm gonna just be me. There's no other way else to be. And when I get on that court, I just gotta play like every game's my last game, regardless of what that is. And I'm so competitive too. Like I'm a sore loser.
I'm glad you can admit that. Most people can't admit that.
Like I come home after my game or whatever, and I guess by my attitude or motion, like my sisters would know, oh, she must have lost or something to that effect. Like you see that Love and Basketball movie when Monica lose and the mom's like, it's just a game, and you're like, what? Yeah, that movie's true. It speaks facts. Even the college life, like don't let it fool you. People be like, it's just a movie. Nah, that movie, it's the truth though.
Right. Said life blessings, facts, extremely competitive.
Extremely competitive. Video until today. Like, and it's so crazy how it translates from growing up watching basketball, right? And then you become a basketball player as a female, especially growing up, because you become a basketball player as a female, you get judged. People are so judgmental in this world. So you always get judged. Like I was judged without a doubt. Like, but I always talk to my mom, my grandfather, and you know who you are. The man above know who you are. Just stay your lane, and that's that. Don't let the people bring you down or whatever the case may be. So I'm like, you know what? You're right. So I'm gonna just keep on striving or whatever. And now to today, like coaching, like when I first started coaching, I'm like, oh shit. Now I'm still competitive. Like sometimes it makes me feel like, yo, just come up, yo, hit that girl with a quick in and out. And they're like, what? Just shift your body and watch defense line and go. And they do it, and they're like, oh, I'm like, now imagine working on that every single day. It's going to be a part of your game as it happen. And they're like, oh, sweat, they got to think about it. I'm like, these kids, today's society, they don't challenge themselves. Like, it's just crazy. Basketball is just crazy today. And I don't think it's the game of basketball. I think it's today's generation. But the video games, the 2K, everybody think they 2K now. They can play 2K. And the NBA is not the same. So it's the era of basketball. Basketball as a whole.
It's definitely changing. And unless you're inside of it or examining it every day, you don't really get to see it. Because a lot of people just think basketball is just basketball and it's just the same. It's not the same. And it showed us early on in the Olympic Games. You know, even though we came out and won, it showed us too that those guys had to really tighten their belt buckles and really get down to the nitty gritty to pull that thing off. It wasn't easy.
They did. And that wasn't an easy win. We so used to just winning that. Nah.
It's starting to translate all over the world.
Yeah, we was always a step ahead of everybody, but now everybody the levels is up now. So it's like, so now.
But also too, if you look at the game, what they did to our game, you know, you remove the big men, you take out the aggressiveness, you make everybody jump shooters, and now you got an even basketball game because now other people can play with it.
Can't be aggressive no more. I'm like, oh, what the heck?
It's all a sign. It's all a sign. It's never what we really think it is. It's, you know, the people at the top just kind of maneuvering and changing the game right in front of our eyes, and we don't, you know, have no idea what's going on.
Yeah,
so that's something that I see happening on a grand scale.
Oh yeah, and you're right about it. Yeah, I agree with you. I definitely agree with you. Like, now I'm seeing now the college players could get their little endorsements in now. Just imagine how many in that era.
I work hard now. I'm gonna work harder for my endorsements and for myself and getting to where I need to go.
Exactly. Like,
it's the catch-22. The catch-22.
Aaliyah Lewis, what up, baby?
Hey, what's up?
I gotta give her a shout out. That's Aaliyah.
No doubt.
In the 16U. That's Bobby's daughter, who I was talking about. She went to St. John's graduate. She played for them.
Listen, once you come on the show, you're allowed to nominate whoever you want to come on. So you have that power now. Right?
Oh, thanks. That's dope.
No doubt. So now I want to get into when you start to come into your own, right? You know who you are. You know what you can do. Who was that person who asked you, Bus, to let you know you was one of the top players on Staten Island and throughout the city?
Who
if
actually
you remember?
Let me know. I gotta sit back and think about it because it was.
You scored 1,542 points.
Well, the whole Staten Island can tell you that, but they not. That's just the way Staten Island is. But it is what it is. But Mr. Bruno always let me know, like, he lives in Jersey. He used to live in Jersey. He used to send me clippings of the articles of myself. I still have it. I wish I would have pulled out my scrapbook. Yo, clippings of the articles.
When you do, send me some stuff. I got you.
All right, yes. And he used to write messages, bold messages. You are number one. I ever forget, which was the truth. You know, it is what it is. I already know. Mr. Couch, when he found out when I was from Staten Island playing in his lead on 130th and 5th when I came home. Mr. Couch. I played with him. Yep. Speedy Williams. That's my big bro.
Yes, that's my guy. He'll be on soon.
Yes. Him. And who else? Like back then, they had this list, like top 100 girls players, and I was on it. I think my whole Gauchos team was on it. We was like top 50, damn near. I was on it. So that's how I actually knew. Like,
it wasn't a game that you had that everybody was like, you know what, you the best out here on Staten Island, yo. Like nobody messing with you.
Was there a game? There could have been several games that you know what? It had to be a couple of games because when I was coming into Curtis, like if I had a game at Curtis, the damn near half of the boys team was showing up. They were my peoples I work out in Cromwell with and practice with.
See,
they already knew the vibes. They was already arguing with the girls. Oh, who's going to Zetta? It's so funny because then you hear the stories and Dot be like, yo, she didn't even want to guard you. I'm like, man, y'all in the man. Y'all got to do what y'all got to do. It is what it is. But, you know, then my pops be arguing, playing Port Richmond, arguing. He arguing with the player on the court. He's saying I'm not good. You reach, I'm just going to teach, and it is what it is. You go flying, that's it. Hand down, man down. Y'all already know the vibes. I love 10 dunking, so I affected the backboard jump shot in my game.
Nice.
10-footer, 15-footer, you know what I'm saying? So it was all of them. You got to be seasoned to be in the game. I was seasoned. I was ready. So
Z was crazy with the ball.
yo, that thing was like a
Right.
yo-yo. But you know why? I took a basketball with me everywhere I went. When I left my house, I had a ball with me. A lot of people didn't know I'm from Manus Harbor, but they saw me in New Brighton so much because my dad lived in New Brighton. So I was out there as well playing ball as well. But everywhere I went, I had a basketball. It didn't matter where I was going. I could have been going to the store. I'm dribbling the basketball no matter what.
Stuck Babu says she's part of the reason I started playing her and my uncle. Wow.
Oh, yeah, his Uncle Kush. Yes, that's KK. KK is nice with it. Yes, that's my little bro right there, KK. Like,
That's
KK
crazy,
was
yo.
nasty with it. You never know who you influence, too.
That's
Like,
right. That's
you
right.
never, and I was around boys, girls playing ball or whatever. I didn't know I was going to have a huge influence. Like, I didn't even know I was going to score my 1,000 points my junior year. And then reading the articles back later, and then it hits you when you in your 30s, and I'm like, damn, I was the first player in a new millennium to score 1,000 points in Staten Island. Like, oh shit, like I didn't dwell on that back then. Now I realize it. I'm like, all right, I kind of am a big deal, but it is what it is. I don't brag a lot. Like, I just whatever. If you know
Well,
about
this is your time for us to brag for you. Don't worry about that. We're gonna do that for you for sure. What was your best game? Like, what was the game that sticks out the most out of your career? I know you had a few, but what was the one that sticks out the most?
You want high school, street ball, AAU, or
Give me one that sticks out. Whatever one that sticks out.
You
the
know
one
what
that
sticks out the most? I was playing at Tottenville High School. I think we was playing Brooklyn Tech, and I scored 36 points in 2 quarters. In the second half, I did not play at all. She wouldn't put me in. I wasn't mad. You know what? The parents was mad that she didn't ever play me the second half. And my dad wasn't at the game. And I was passing the ball and everything. Like, I was doing what a guard was supposed to do, like 36 points. Like, sometimes you just, as an athlete, as a basketball player, you play ball, right, Glenn?
Yes,
right?
yes.
You ever had that moment when you on the court, right, and all of a sudden that rim looks so damn big, like, and then everything just clicks, and every shot is just hitting and it's going in, like you in the zone. Like, everybody don't know how to get into that zone, but if you did, you know exactly what I'm talking about, right? And that's how it just be. And then you realize, fuck, all this hard work is fucking paying off. Those 1,000 jump shots I did the other day, okay, I get it now. Like, so
it was 1988, 21 Park. I think I had 54 points, and it was that year. This one right here, the trophy. It was that year. I just came back with the year before. I had to leave to go to prep school and miss the championship of our summer league that was here in the Brevo Coliseum, and I was mad because we lost by 1 point. Came back the next year with a vengeance. Won the championship, but during that season, I had one of those games where if I threw it up, kicked it, it was going in.
It was crazy,
it was that
right?
feeling. You got to be in that zone to know. And I think I didn't even shoot that much. I just think I missed like maybe one shot. And I think I did the same thing in college as well, but I had half of that and shot.
That's how it be.
Yeah. So
I had a game like that in UTL. I had a couple of games like that.
What is UTL?
UTL stands for Under the Lights. It's a tournament at the Berry Homes Park out here in Staten Island, and they have lights on their court. How Rucker Park got the lights and everything. And
is that what you started the Unlimited tournament?
The Unlimited tournament at UTL and the girls' high school tournament. I gave it up because that's when I got serious about coaching AAU basketball. So I couldn't just the two, being on the road. Because when I was coaching, I learned that you have to be in tune and focus on coaching, like your team. So, and AAU is serious. This is to help the young ladies like get scouted by colleges. and you on the phone talking to the colleges. They want numbers. They want to know about certain players. So like I just gave it over to the people that was originally running UTL. Still the numbers and everything.
Right.
And I just focus more with the AAU. Oh, what up, Netta? I see you on here.
Talk to
Netta's
my
nice
guy,
and
Who's
full.
Green.
Who
Oh, we
Greens?
can get
What up?
on here too, for sure.
Yeah,
So
Netta is nice. She from Harlem.
now I'm going over your bio, and I see that you had a tremendous high school career. Did you play college ball?
I went to JUCO. I went to Broward Community College. It's in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, Margate. And I went out there for 2 years. So right after high school, I stayed home for like a couple of weeks, not even, and then I went to Florida all by myself, like flew out there, which was comfortable because it was like seven of us on that team from New York. You had the Boucicault sisters. You had Siobhan Roundtree. You had Mecca. Yo, it was a lot, and it was dope because we was killing out there. But that experience was crazy because you like college. As soon as you hit college, you get intimidated because it's like you playing against some older individuals. So it's like, damn, like I got intimidated. But I love basketball.
Right.
So what I did was when I got to Florida, like I found the local park. And everything in Florida is so damn far, like so damn far, right? So I didn't have no car being a kid from Staten Island or New
Right.
York. We didn't have no car. We flew out
That's
there,
right.
whatever. So I used to walk to the park. So that's a couple of miles, right? Used to walk to the park until the park closed or whatever. Some of my teammates used to come, some didn't. And then that's how I met all my friends in Florida and at Broward. And then people, I exchanged numbers. They used to pick me up. I tell you no lie, pick me up from my apartment to go to the park, and then they just started taking me to different parks. So now I'm venturing out, and I'm at different parks. Back then too, that's when the N1 basketball was out. So I was
Yep.
heavy. I was into that. I was practicing the slip and slide and all that. Yo, I was look Netta. She destroyed the division of Florida because
Yeah.
Netta played in
Yeah.
Florida. Yo, I used to love playing against Netta's team because it's like New York versus New York. And then you could talk your shit. Like there was a play on, I think, Netta's team too. Like I used to kill her. We used to go at it, yo. Oh my God. Like I used to do
Wow.
little N1 stuff, but we used to clown everybody. We bought straight New York in a JUCO down near the Florida. Like
That's real.
you the shit when you start getting people in your school to wear Jordans.
They wasn't
You know,
wearing Jordan down there.
they was on their Reeboks, Converses. I'm yo Netta, right? Yo, we from New York. That's when we in the bandanas. I used to just go
Right.
to
Right.
class in a pair of basketball shorts, a white tee, and have a hoodie because it was Florida, so everything was AC and flip flops and just be chilling. But we used to kill out there, and I went to every park, local parks. I got introduced to the open gyms out there, and there were women, grown women in D1 schools, former WNBA players or whatever. I didn't know this. I'm just playing ball. In New York, we don't back down from nobody. We just want to play
That's
ball.
right. We
And
just want
so,
to play against the best.
yeah, so we just play ball. And then I come back and I'm like, yo, I was at this open gym. There's women there on this end. And then they be like, what? I'm like, yo, I think we should go with our own five. Let's just go. And that's how I got the respect. And that's how I got people to start coming to Broward College to some of the games to watch us. They used to come watch. One day, I remember one time we scrimmaged a D1 school and we destroyed them.
Wow.
But I was taught like JUCO, it's like taking one step backwards to take two steps forwards. Like people see junior college and they get discouraged on the basketball aspect. But you gotta do what you gotta do. If I would have
Yep.
known what I know now, it is what it is. But I don't regret anything. I wish I would have pushed myself more academically in the classroom. I could sit here and admit that, yes. But my story, I don't regret anything. Nobody never asked me the story about it. I never talk about it like, oh, what school? I'm like, whatever. But fuck it. I went to Broward Community College. It was a JUCO school. Not ashamed of it. I loved it. I actually have fun out there or whatever. Somebody actually asked me to live out there. I was like, oh no, I gotta go back home in the summertime. The basketball leagues are off the chain. I gotta get in the park. Gotta definitely get in the park. But my team, we used to destroy them. We used to
Yeah.
destroy them.
I always tell people, and you know, when we keep it real about our situation, about our grades, happened to me too. After winning city championship in 1986 in Lincoln, we kind of started the dynasty there. And if I would have came back, my coach said you'll be the best player in the city, but you're not going to graduate. All right, and the fact that you didn't do what you needed to do in the classroom is going to put you back.
Yeah.
So we'll go to prep school for your senior year, and look, everything still turned out okay. But when you're as good as we were, and you don't do what you need to do in the classroom, it kind of puts you back.
It kind of puts you back. And I'm kind of mad I didn't follow the philosophy because Nick Bruno, he had this philosophy where it's a book in one hand and ball in the other. You got to be able to balance. Yep. You need that book. You need that book before that ball. Like playing basketball, that's just a reward, man. You need the books or whatever. So that's why I be trying to tell kids, like, just focus in school, man. I'm a legend. Thanks, Netta. I'm trying to be a legend, you know. College was scary. I ain't gonna front. I didn't know.
When you do the things that you did in Staten Island, people throw that legend word around loosely. But I'll say if a guy did what you did, they will consider him a legend.
Yeah. You're right. You know what, too? And you're right about it. Study now, play later. You're right, Dallas. And you're right about that. Girls don't get the credit that they need to. They need
Listen,
that. They need to start.
I know about Nisha Butler, but people just talk. I'm going, if she was the number one scorer for boys and girls and a dude, they would never stop talking about.
She was killing in Georgia Tech, yo.
Yeah,
Butler is the truth. Even when you speak to today, which I love too with Walt, because we get a chance. What we do is we talk to some. He lets like the new players talk to the vet players. We'll come back on a day and talk and tell their experience about the college recruitment and everything. They come out. Nisha comes out when we in Atlanta. Nisha comes to our games, because Walt has a lot of players. Hey, that's a legend right there. He's a GOAT.
I need to get him on here.
He's from Coney Island. He's straight from Coney Island. Walter Welsh.
Yo, see, again, I gotta make a trip out to Coney Island. I haven't been out there in a minute. I'm supposed to go to the Isaiah Whitehead tournament and cover that. So I gotta get out there soon. Wow. But look, all of what you did and being 1,000-point scorer in the new millennium for Staten Island and scoring 1,500 points. If a dude did what you did and then went down to Florida and killed in all the summer leagues and the JUCO, they'll be like, yo, son, he the man, yo. He legend status, like, yo. But we don't get that with the females. When the females do it, it's like, they cool, she cool. Nah, we gonna change that narrative.
They be sunning us, but you know what? The girls, we are up on the horizon, and
that's right.
People are starting to recognize us more now. So as we keep on going up, it's gonna be bigger and better. I definitely feel that for the lady basketball players throughout the whole world. Like, somebody had to start it, so we had to start it out. So now they're gonna get their recognition.
So what made you start to get back to your community and get into coaching?
Okay. When I just came back, I was still into ball, but then I see kids in the ball, and I hear, "Oh, can you train? Oh, can you train?" There was a lot of people, "Can you train? Can you train?" So I'm like, oh, you know what? Let me do it. Let me see what it is, or whatever the case may be. Because also, I got to see if I'm able to train. Like, I could teach you what I know and what I have experience through and what I do best. Like, I'm not a great jump shot shooter, but I could show you some techniques or whatever to help you on your jump shot. That's easy, like, because they teach you that. And, well, with my AAU, they teach me that. College, they teach you that. So I'll do that, but it's a commitment. So I started giving back. These kids need to get off the street. So somebody got to give back so they can have a future and they can see that people in the community actually care, because you got some deadbeats in communities that don't care. Like, they'll dap you up and like, yeah, and they help you go a different route instead of guiding you the right way so you don't make the mistakes. So they won't make the mistakes that, you did. So
or there's a check involved, they'll be there every day. If they know Nike's don't give them a check, or another company, they'll be there every day. And once they get that check, they'll pass you on and get another kid to hustle.
They definitely will. Anything that involves money, people are with. But I think like one of my purpose in life is to help guide the next generation. If that's on the court, then I'm gonna help guide them on the court. If I can help them off the court as well, I will help them off the court. But to be a good mentor and a great role model, I always had that instilled in me because every time I stepped out of my mom's doors, I always felt like I was representing my family. So I gotta act right. Like I had a certain pep in my step because I had that installed in me. Like I represent this family every time I step out the door. Like so, I never wanted to be disrespectful or anything to anybody. Anybody that knows me knows that if I'm disrespectful, they know somebody did something to me. Like because I'm not the type. Even like
Right.
I'm just not the type or whatever. So I had that installed. So I like helping the kids in the community. Then I see now like the kids in the community and just in New York in general, like it's just bad. Like, all right, COVID hit, no centers are opening up, can't get in the gym or whatever. All right, now it's the summertime. We could go to the park or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't gotta be a statistic to the streets. That's one thing that you like to do is label us to be a statistic. No, we don't got to be a
Yep.
statistic. Not today's society. Not at all. So this is going to help you not to be a statistic, and then I'm going to help you in any which way, shape, or form that I can. Like if I can't do it, maybe I got a number to somebody that definitely can. And 9 times out of 10, if I can't do it, I definitely have a number for somebody that definitely will help a kid.
That's
And
real.
then coaching, I got into coaching. I don't even know how I got into coaching. It was just like let me see. Like I started at St. Roch's. I went back to that church. Started at St. Roch's, a different pastor and everything. Opened up the gym. Hoops Nation, Malcolm, let him bring a team in there. These other kids, Mr. Brown, let him bring a team with his kids in there. And of course, we got judged because they don't look apart, like and being on this side playing CYO on the other side, so it's like, St. Rock's got a team now. Yeah, we got a team. These kids are playing. I'm gonna send you a picture with X, the Martins, and they young. I'm gonna send you a picture. You're gonna be like
Wow,
Z. I'm
that would
like,
be dope. That would be dope. Yeah.
yo,
That would be
you're
dope.
gonna be like, yo Z. Wow. I'm like, yeah. We let them in the gym, work them out and everything. I left the gym open. I had the gym open at night for them to come through, play. Like it was what it was. Like we need something. Like, what do you want us to do? If everything's
That's
closed,
right.
then what they gonna do? They just gonna turn to the streets. 9 times out of 10, they don't want to. But what else is there for them to do? Like, we
Right
gotta have
about that.
these different type of outlets for these kids. So I'm gonna just stick to my outlet, which is basketball, and and that's it. And then I started coaching. Then somebody's like, "You want to start an AAU team?" I'm like, "Word, I could do that." I was like, "Yeah, I'll help
Yeah.
you." That's how I came up with the New York Nitro. It was a group of
Mm.
they were sixth graders at the time. Me and Talia Sutton. That's the Curtis High School varsity girls coach, one of my close
Yeah.
friends. I came up with New York Nitro. Scott O'Brien, he actually helped me with it. He handled the background and everything with it. We had a team or whatever. So I laid it out on the table. Like my goal for the team is to make nationals. It's not gonna be easy, but I think we could do it. That's the goal. We make nationals, we go to nationals. So we made nationals. Like I took a group of kids from Staten Island and we definitely made nationals. And we had a meeting like 2 weeks before we leave to go to nationals. Parents, we have a meeting in the gym and they're like, maybe we should go to junior nationals in PA. And the same face you made, I made. I'm like, junior nationals? That's not what I agreed to. If you want to go to junior
Right.
nationals, you can get another coach, but I didn't agree to junior nationals. Like, I
So they
agreed to
want to play
nationals
down. They want to play down.
instead of up. I like to play against
Wow.
the best. I like to be the underdog.
Right. Right.
It like I don't understand, and that's where it comes with the parents too. Like you could build a kid up basketball wise, like a kid that didn't have no courage, no confidence, and everything. You could build them up, but then they still gotta go home to their parents that don't see that what you see in them athletically, and then when you get the kid back for practice or game, they back down. So now you still gotta try continue to build that confidence. And you're like, what the hell? So that's when I realized I got to balance. Like, that's how I learned. I have to balance and figure out how the fuck they got to go home to their parents, bring them down. When I just brought them back up. So I'm like, what the hell? Well, if y'all don't want to do it, then I'm not going.
I see why you left the Nitro now, because I was gonna say
I
If you
closed the
started
night. I shut
something,
the night. I started
why
it
would
with
you
one
why would
team.
you even leave to go to somewhere that's already
Yeah,
established? But I
just
understand
for the
now.
future, and I just shut it down. After that experience, it was a group of girls from Staten. I won't throw no names out there, and I just shut it down. Like we went to the nationals. We went to the nationals and everything. Did we win? No, we didn't win. It was a whole different ball game for them, for me as a coach and everything. But like I said, I think if we would have went there with the intent, urgency that we could win mindset, I think we would have won one game, maybe two games. But we went there like
With the wrong
already
mindset.
with the wrong mindset, like we should have went to junior nationals. Nah, I
You
want to
think
play
like a
against the
loser,
best.
you think like a loser, you become a loser.
Yeah, and there's no way as a coach you could think like a winner, but your team is because you know why. And it's like, yo, I made contracts. Sign this
Mm.
contract. This is the goal, whatever. This is a commitment you making. This is real deal. Like when you get into college and you sign that letter of intent, you're making a commitment, right? So this is a commitment, and they just didn't do it. So I shut it down. But I was playing. We played in gym rats, and I think Chaz and Roch saw me. I knew Roch from playing ball in the city, and I knew Chaz playing ball in the city. I used to play for his brother, Chaz Williams, his brother before
Uh-huh.
he passed and everything. They saw me, and then Chaz
So
was like, "Yo,
Queen Chad Williams,
yeah." He was at
they
New
were
Heights at the
coaching?
time. At New Heights, they were
Really?
at New Heights.
Didn't know
Yeah,
that.
he was at New Heights at the time, and he saw me. He was like, "Z, you want to come?" And I'm like, "Oh." And then we talked on the phone. And I'm like, "If I come over to New Heights, am I ever able to bring any players from my team?" They're like, "You can bring whoever you want." I'm like, "All right, I just got one player that I just want to bring with me. I want to bring her over, her family, because I think this player is going to excel." And Callie O'Brien came, and I forgot what college she's at now, but she's in college now, and she stayed with New Heights. She was committed. She stayed with New Heights. I coached with them. I was Chad's assistant coach. It was what it was. It was good. I love it. I'm not gonna lie. We went to Boo Williams. They was killing. But with my job, I had to balance
Boo
out.
Williams been around since I was
But
in school.
yeah, yo, what was telling me?
They're going out to the Boo Williams tournament. He's legendary.
Boo Williams been, yeah. I did you hear the story? You knew how Boo Williams started? Like his office, where his office was at, the first place his office was at was like a little. Oh my goodness, Boo Williams been around for a long damn time.
Yeah, yeah.
Legendary. Yo, that's one of the toughest tournaments. It's a good tournament or whatever.
Yeah, but you
But
know, throughout the country, you know, one day you gotta have to go there and play. It's just what
oh,
it is.
if you want to play against the best, yeah, you want to be on that. You want to be on that. There's levels. That's
And
what
then
people
that
don't
DMV
understand.
area as well, so
That
you know,
D&B area is tough too.
yeah.
That's tough.
You know why? You know why I learned? Because in the DMV area, the Catholic school and the public school are together. In New York
Okay,
and most
we're
places
separate,
they're separated. When you get all of them playing against each other, that competition never stops.
and that's
Right?
how
It
it should
never
be.
dies down.
It should be like that. Excuse me, in New York, it should be like that. But it's
But
definitely.
it's politics in New York, and we'll talk about that. Because there's some things I want to talk to you about real quick.
Mhm.
But I want to ask you this: Did your transition as a referee help you become a better coach?
Yes, tremendously. Because now you learn these set of rules that are in the book. Now you're coaching, and then now I could tell a kid, yeah, you did walk. Let me tell you why. Even in practice, when they do a move, I'm like, that's a walk. Nah, let me tell you why you walk. And then you break it down to them and you explain it to them. And it's like, oh, wow. And then I bust it down to them too. Like, well, if I'm on this angle and the other ref is on this angle, and you right here, and it's that ref's call, just think what he sees from that angle to compare to what I see. It's not my call. So if he sees you do something that you know, and I don't see it, that's his call. And you could be, I can't fix that. So I can teach them certain things, certain rules. I can tell them the rules as well at the same time. But it helps you a lot because now it's like a triangle effect. You got the basketball player, you got the coach, and you got the referee. It all connects. So if you hit all bases of that, like that's an all
Yeah.
American right there in the basketball world, right? Like,
Listen, legendary coach Ray Haskins, he coached at Alexander Hamilton, and he also was part of the Brooklyn USA when he first started. Lester Roberts, legendary coach from Brooklyn. He started the citywide tournament, right?
Oh, wow.
And this is,
Mm-hmm.
yes, he's a high school dropout.
Wow.
He created citywide. He told Ray Haskins if he wants to become, Coach Ray Haskins, if you want to become a better coach, you become a referee. And Coach is the mentor. He's my mentor. He's the godfather of the show. When he was at Alexander Hamilton, he went 179-14. He had 24 players on his team. 12 of them went to the Division One.
Wow.
Yes, crazy.
That
Well,
is
anyway,
crazy.
he talked about, and you know, a couple of guys went to the NBA. He coached Charles Jones at LIU, coached at Shore University, but just huge in basketball. But he tells people if you want to become a better coach, become a referee, and you'll become a better coach.
And I agree with that.
Yeah.
I definitely agree with that 110%. And then
So
you realize too, there's levels. There's levels
Yeah.
to it that people don't understand. Like some people would talk to me, and I acknowledge it. I'm not gonna be rude and I talk, but man, it's a whole different. You got the A, the double A, and the triple A. That's like college, D1, D2, D3. Like AAU, there's levels. High school, there's levels. Like that's what people don't understand. Like you could say, yeah, I play AAU. I could put up 1,001 posts saying you doing this, doing that. Man, I'm on the circuit. I'm out there.
Yeah, you're in the
I'm out
street.
there.
So,
I'm looking. And then you be like, oh, you was down there? Yeah. What court they was playing? I didn't see him. I didn't see him. There's levels to this. Play against the best.
somebody said, Dallas said they went to the States and they would let the Ham play with 25 players. Listen, I've never seen it. Coach said he wouldn't cut anyone, and there was no JV. In '83, when I made Lincoln, we didn't have a JV. It was varsity or nothing.
So
Right?
that's
It was
probably why they made JV, like to make sure, let it balance out.
everybody,
right?
The public schools didn't have JV. There was no JV. JV what?
Wow.
You made varsity or nothing.
That's real.
And just imagine, Lloyd Daniels was the ball boy for Alexander Hamilton back then.
Wow.
Just imagine. And then when it closed, like 7 of them who were Division I players had to go to Boys High and George Westinghouse and Bishop Lockwood. They kind of spread them out. It was crazy. Wow. So, I want to jump a little ahead right now.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of weeks ago, the director of New Heights made some disparaging remarks. I don't know if you caught on to my page what was happening. He was in Adam, what's his name?
I know you talk about the head guy, yeah.
Right. So he made some disparaging remarks about New York City public schools and guidance counselors not caring if kids go to college, and it caused an uproar with a lot of public school coaches.
Really? See, I wasn't paying attention to that because I have my down moments when I'm not on social media like that.
Right. So if you go on my page at School Lounge, you'll probably find a post. It was a 10-second clip of him in ATL, and I think a lot of the uproar was that if you're a guy from New York and you out of town talking bad about New York, it doesn't make New York City look good.
No,
and it was a quick. I didn't see the whole clip. It was just a clip that was sent to me. But just in that clip, with him saying that. Now you're a public school, correct? Now your public school probably is very different from a lot of other public schools. Now, I'm in constant contact with Richie Cossack. Rich Cossack, he was the director of the ABCD camp, the All-American camp.
Yes.
And he also is an advocate for public school athletics. He's been trying to educate guidance counselors for the past 10, 15 years so everybody could be aboard abreast what's happening with the NCAA and its rules, right? Because for the most part, guidance counselors try to get you to graduate.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
Now, is it their job to realize that you're an athlete and all these schools are recruiting you, they have no
No,
idea what they're
they have no
right.
idea unless you bring that to their attention. They don't know from a hole in the
So
wall.
when he made those remarks, it was kind of you go watch it. I don't want to get too much into it, but it caused a big uproar, and we had a show about it. There's a lot of history that comes along with that, and I think when you represent New York City and you were somewhere else, you kind of want to choose your words wisely.
Oh yeah,
That's it.
you
Yep. Don't want to
should.
get into any kind of trouble. You know what
No,
I'm
no, no.
saying?
You're not. No matter what state I go to with basketball on the AAU circuit, no matter what team I coach on basketball for AAU, when I'm in a facility, any New York team that's playing, I'm on the sidelines watching if I'm in that gym. If nobody in my team or organization has a game, I'm checking. I want to see who else in the tri-state area has a game. I'm going to a Castle game. I'm going to stand on the side and watch all these other games because I know the coaches. You see the kids. I'm going to watch a Philly Rise games. I know the kids. I'm going to watch a Sparks game. I don't care who's coaching it. I don't care who runs the organization. I'm going to watch it for the strength of the fact that we represent in New York. It's the
That's
Mecca
right.
of basketball. I have that respect, so I'm definitely going to, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to watch, regardless of what. I don't badmouth nobody. That's not a part of me. I don't do that. But we represent New York though. At the end of the day, that's how I look at
That's
it. Like
right.
we all won, regardless of what. We all won.
Yo, Mike, I need to holler at you. Brooklyn Mike, you got to connect. Please. Let's
Wait, is
make
that
this happen, Sam.
wait. I think
That's a
Mike. I know.
comedian. That's a
Yeah.
comedian, Brooklyn Mike. Do you know Brooklyn Mike played ball? He played on the Alexander Hamilton team that I just mentioned. With all those players and all those Division One players and all those pros and going to 179 and 14, Brooklyn Mike was a part of that team. Coach Haskins
Okay.
always talks about that. So we got to connect, Mike, and make this happen, fam.
I
Good.
like this.
Uh,
I like this.
yeah,
I
yeah,
like
yeah.
this.
I had to get that out. Had to get that out real quick. And also last week or 2 weeks ago, I had Capone from CNN, Capone Noriega. He grew up playing basketball.
You know what? It's a lot of rappers that go. Remember, Cameron was balling.
I know about Ken. He played for Manchester, him and me. I had their
Mace, yeah,
teammate Ricky Parker on the
word.
show. Yes.
There's
Yep.
mad basketball players, athletes in general. Like,
Sadat X gonna be up here. He played for Riverside Church, so he's
yeah.
gonna be up here soon as well.
All right, all right.
All right. So cool. This is all we're talking about. The top high school, college, and street baller you played against.
That I played against.
Top high school player you played against.
The top high school player that I played against,
In high school, that's right.
yeah, in high school. Yeah, I'm thinking back. Damn, that's years ago. Cause you got so many. Damn, it's so many of them. But guard
Who,
wise,
who was the one that you said, you know what? We gave each
I
other some work.
I gotta do the works, right? Damn. Ooh, that got me speechless now because it's so many. Not even saying it's so many. I'm trying to really think of a high school game that I actually remember, like playing against them. Not to say it's so many. Like trying to think, like Staten Island wise, when we made the playoffs in the city, who were we playing against? Like that I know, like it happened. Does it have to be during like the high school season? Can it be like we was in high school
It could
division
have
in
been some summer.
Nitro?
Yeah. There you
Oh,
go.
okay.
Yeah.
So it could be in summer in Nitro. All right, Nastasia Busico. She said Bay, one of the toughest guards.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So I gotta ask
Played
my
in.
guy Joey Magic, Joey Bravo paper. She said that about her.
Mm-hmm.
She was nice.
Stas was nice. Stas was nice. And
Okay.
Nenigo,
Okay.
Nenigo vouching for that, yeah.
All
And I
right.
ran into them in a housing tournament. And I was like, oh, yeah.
Housing. Yo, let me tell you something. I ran into some
That's why I was like, oh,
competition.
I had to think about it. Like, oh, okay, high school. All right, yeah, there we go, right there.
What about when you was in college down in Florida?
Down in Florida, one of the toughest one. There was one that was tough. I don't remember her
Who is
name or
Brenby? Brenby.
let me see.
I don't know.
Bunbury.
Somewhere.
You saying
Bumbury.
Deidre
Okay.
Bunbury? That's what you meant, Dallas? Deidre? He's
She
probably
was
talking about
good.
Bunbury. Deidre Bunbury was an excellent basketball player. She played for Staten Island McKee Tech.
Oh, okay.
But when you
Gotcha.
telling you, I know the vibes that you told YKTV. I know I'm in tune, man. I know the vibes. When you talk about, see, there's levels to this. Of course, the board is a different ball game.
You say yes. You say yes.
Yeah,
Brumby.
I
Yes.
know. Yeah, but he asked me a specific question. He said, "Who was the one that made you say, like, ooh, they night Nastasia Busico? We met up,
Gotcha.
and it was during a Nitro game back in the day at some gym in Brooklyn. Yep. And what a
Mm.
coincidence when I went to try out for Gauchos, Stas was there too for Gauchos, and we just ended up at the same JUCO. Imagine that backcourt.
Wow.
And we used to work out, and we used to play each other at Broward Community College, 1-on-1, full court.
That's real. What
Yeah,
about
that is.
college? What about down in Florida? Who are
Down in
some?
Florida, down in Florida, who was one of the basketball players that was like, ooh, this chick is stuff. There was one chick, I don't know the girl's name though. She just had a different body structure. Like she was like, how athletes are supposed to be built. She had it. She was
She
very
was.
physical. She was physical with everything, good body shape and everything. And she was a guard. Like her athleticism was a upper notch. And I was like, oh shit, I gotta hit the gym more. Like okay, I gotta take weights more serious or whatever. But nah, she was good. She was good. And that team
And
Netta was on definitely was good.
oh, okay, okay, cool.
Netta,
So,
Netta as well, playing against her. She from Harlem, a guard from Harlem, Kingdom. Netta is
so we
that's
got that's
11.
gonna that's gonna be that's gonna be that top street baller. Definitely,
Yes, you got Netta,
definitely.
top street baller. You got Renee Taylor, top street baller. Shannon Bobbitt played against her too many a
Yes,
times. Top
Shannon
street
Bobbitt.
baller. Yo, there's so many like out there. You got Epiphany Prince that
Yep,
played.
yep.
These are all, we New York City. You know New York City. You want to play against the best, so you gotta go across. You gotta play against the best. So all of them.
So was trying to kick you. Brother was trying to kick you out of her apartment. The coach at
Renee when the coach
Brown.
at Broward was trying to kick
Yeah.
you out of your apartment. No, I never tried. Nobody never tried to get me kicked out of the apartment at Broward. That
Okay.
situation didn't happen. What happened was we was scrimmaging a Division 1 basketball team, and a fight broke out. A team fight broke out,
Mhm.
and whoever came off the bench got suspended for the first 3 games of the season. I was one of the players that were already on the court, but I don't know how the story said I came off the bench, but it was what it was.
She was
That was,
on the court. Coming off
uh,
the bench ain't
but
her style.
that was a minor setback already from my grand entrance. So it was what it was. I put that hard work
Okay.
in. I come back. I start. It is what it is. I do what I do best. But nah, I kicked out the apartment. Nah, that I
Okay.
would have remembered that. That wasn't happening.
All right. We're gonna get to our top five, top five, top five, top five. All right. I want to know the top five ball players in Staten Island history. Male or female? Give me your
Oh,
top
you
five.
see, I was about to say male or female, but you said give you my top five, male or females. All right. This is gonna be okay. Um, I'm gonna big up my females. I got Keisha Cook. I got Tina. I forgot how to pronounce her last name. Texturus or something like that. She's from St. Peter's High School. Those are my top. Ayana Phillips
Mmm.
from Seton Hall. She was from St. Peter's High School. I got Tiffany Rogers. I got
Nice.
Deidre. I got Deidre Bumby. Jen Jebedinek was nasty. She was nice. Um, I watched Leah Lewis play. She wasn't in my era, but I definitely watched her play. You got Sanai Glenn right now at Christ the King. I watched her play. You got Sky Owens doing her thing, watching her play, and I coached her too. Um,
You running off like 10 people. Let's make some noise.
I'm sorry. Yeah, and I gotta shout out the females because basketball, the dudes, you know, you always gonna hear about the dudes. You're not gonna hear
That's
about the
right.
females though. So
No, that's real.
I'm definitely gonna name the females. Like you got Rose Bruno. Like there's females that people don't even know that are
Let
really
them
good
know.
out
Let them
there.
know.
So
Let them know.
I
That's
gotta
right.
show her some love. Perry Pisnet. You got Rachel Brown. You got Talia Sutton. You got Dot Guerrero. Shit, you got the whole Guerrero family. You got Claire Guerrero, Dot Guerrero. You got Big Claire. You got Mary Lou. You got yo. It's a lot. You got these females need to be known. They need
Okay.
to be recognized.
Now, who's the top five now? Who's the top five youngers on Staten Island now that gonna make history? Did you already include them in the all time?
Oh,
Young girls at the high school now, yes.
that's gonna make history. Sanai Glenn at Christ the King. Sky Owens. You got what's it? Q, you know Q Hobbit. She went to
Okay,
St. John's
okay.
and now she's at Texas A&M.
Yes, yes.
That's definitely like my number one right there.
Got you.
She's something special. She at Texas A&M. Make sure y'all watch her. She and my girl Jordan Nixon, man. Make sure y'all watch them. Stay tuned, man. You got her, and I say Q, and I want to put it out there too that everybody watch Q because a lot of people don't know Q from the harbor, man. Like you know, she from Staten Island. She went to St. Pat's, but she from Staten Island. And a lot of people don't know that, so I want them, you know,
Wow.
recognize her. That's the
That's
future
right.
right there. They definitely gonna make noise. You got Q, Sanaya Glenn, you got Sky Owens, Nicole. You got Nicole out there. She's at Wagner High School. You got her. You got who else out there that I've been seeing or hearing about? But those are the main ones that I actually know about like right now.
So they
Honestly
went to the
speaking.
stage. Okay, yeah. Oh, we heard that out. All right, yeah. So that's cool. My artist is so happy. He's running late. He
Hmm.
got the picture of you. So what I'm going to do, I just hit him up to see if he was on. He's probably still making on his way back home. When he sent me the picture, I'm gonna DM it to you,
Okay.
right? And we'll be sending out some pictures. I know I got a lot of pictures to send out. What up, Kyle? My guy Kyle Griffin at All Things Hoop. I got to send out a lot of pictures, so bear with me, people. When my guy send me the picture, I'll definitely DM it to you.
All right.
You have any last words you like to give to our audience or young female ball players coming up that you can inspire some words of encouragement?
Um, I can say this. Just be true to yourself. Know who you are as a player, as an individual on and off the court. Like you're gonna experience things when it comes to this game that it can have a major effect on your life. I've seen that happen to plenty of people as an individual and as an athlete growing up. It definitely happened to me. So just stay true to yourself and just know at any time of need, whatever, you can pick up the phone, call somebody. Um, and just remember my saying, man, book in one hand, ball in the other. And if y'all want to holler, you need a mentor any time of the day, you can hit me up on my Instagram, Far From the Ave. And also September 11th, we're doing something, Stat Fifth Rumble in the Jungle on September 11th in the Big Park, which is
Okay.
located in Manus Harbor in Staten Island. So one day
So
event.
I need to come out. I need to come out then.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna send you a flyer. We're gonna get a flyer made up. We're gonna have
Okay.
some giveaways, some back to school events, and a couple of ball games, some basketball games. So yes, once I get the flyer made up, I'm definitely gonna shoot that to you. You can
All
come
right.
out
Cool.
and enjoy a day on the island, see
Definitely.
some
Definitely.
ball.
That's right. I gotta come out anyway because I have a field invite, so I gotta get out there one of these days.
Okay.
I appreciate having you on. Like I said, you have a couple of people you can nominate to be on the show. So if you have a few people in mind right now, you can let them know that you're gonna be hollering at them. If not, definitely just send me a
Okay.
DM and be like, listen, Glenn, this is what we're gonna do. Coach D, Code 31, this is what we're gonna do. We'll make it happen.
All right, cool. Yes, I do got a couple of people. I'm gonna hit
All
up.
right, all right,
Definitely, that
all right.
should be on the show.
We're gonna make it happen. I appreciate you, Coach. Thank
I
you. Thank you
appreciate
for coming
you
on.
for allowing me to be on your show. Yes, I truly appreciate it. Word. This was the first time ever. That's why, and it's so big. Like, so I definitely,
So,
I
man, definitely
definitely
make some noise
appreciate
for that right there. That's real
it.
talk. What you like to do is spread love the Brooklyn way for the whole New
Word.
York City.
That's it. That's
That's
it.
right. I appreciate you, Coach. Thank you.
You're welcome. Later.
All right. Glenn, Pooh, Harding, and listen, talking about female ballers, man, she a real one. You know, coach who found a way coming back to help out the community and help out another generation of female ballers that's going to make a difference in New York City in the future. Thanks for joining us. See you tomorrow for another show. Because we are the official home for New York City basketball.